So it looks like I had some of the breath work online, but I didn't do the whole thing, so we'll do it. And remember, this is the Hoa Energy Workout or Energy Warm-Up. And we start it with some swinging, and the goal of the swinging here is just to shift weight. So I'm just shifting weight from one foot to the other, letting my hands go wherever. And it's an opportunity to bring your focus into the Tai Chi class, to kind of let go of everything else that we've been doing for the day, all those busy, irritating things we have to do. So we swing for a bit, and then we let that come back to center. And the whole idea of letting things come back to center, instead of just stopping, is that you're moving, and you don't want to just stop that because it's jarring. So just let yourself slow down and come back. We give ourselves a nice little organ massage going in one direction. And if it's important that we go one direction versus the other, I don't know it. And then we go the other direction. And sometimes we close this introductory piece with the closing movement. We often don't in class, but Marty's classes typically do. So we're gathering energy up, and we're closing this with clarity, with calm through your heart, and with peace in your dantian. And we start the breath workout, or the breath movements, and they are all in through the nose and out through the mouth. So take a nice, and they're deep belly breaths. You're trying to breathe into your belly, and you can test that just breathing in. Is your hand moving? Which hand is moving? You want the belly hand to be moving. You're not actually breathing into your belly, but you're expanding your abdomen for the breath to fill your lungs. So take a nice breath and stand comfortably with your feet about shoulder width apart. Take a nice breath and then exhale all the way down. So exhaling down. Bringing it up with a big long inhale, And the goal is to bring our hands up over that soft spot when we were babies called the ba hui in Mandarin. And then we turn our palms up, and without moving our arms, we go up on our feet. It's a moment of holding breath, and then we exhale down all the way. One big long exhale down. And up. Flip your hands, hold breath, and down. One more. I mean, in class we might do 4 or 5 of these. And we exhale down to finish it. So even though we start down, we finish down as well. The second breath movement is, that first one gets our lungs opening forward, like just forward, and the second one is to get your lungs opening this way. So you're breathing in, hands come to that same position that we're at. Hold breath for a moment, flip them up on your toes, and exhale down through your mouth. Left hand goes over the right, always in this move. I don't know why. I've asked. The answer is yes. Again. Third breath movement is to get your lungs to go kind of that way. And start with one hand at your belly, the other hand like it's holding a post or petting a large dog or connecting with the energy of the earth. Step back a bit, and we breathe in. And your hand comes up facing you, and then it flips up. And it's a press, kind of from your center. Not so much your hand sticking up, but a press from your center. You're pressing down, you're pressing up. And exhale down. They'll pass each other. Again, it's kind of facing you, flips up. Press. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more each side. Most Tai Chi and Qigong warm-ups have some version of that. High-low hands, clean stomach and spleen. It's got a lot of different names, a lot of different ways you get between each cycle that you do, but it's basically that same feeling of you're pressing up. These fingers are pointing that way to the side, but my palm is mostly up. These fingers are pointing mostly forward, and I'm having that feeling that I'm connected to the heavens, connected to the earth. You know that nice big Tai Chi symbol? You're making it right there. Okay, next breath movement is called spread chest, and we start with our left hand over our right, and we're breathing in as we come up. And the goal is to get your shoulders back as far as you can, if that's something that you can comfortably do. So we breathe in and we look to the left, our left hand is on top. Exhale down. And as we come back to the front, the right hand goes on top. Inhale up. Look to the right, exhale down. Left. And right. And then the last move in the breath section is the power breath. And the goal is to kind of consider that you have this energy belt around your waist, and you are filling that with air like a inner tube or a tire tube. And even when you exhale, you're keeping that full. And if that doesn't make a lot of sense, just imagine it. It's hard for me to do, so just imagine it. And when we exhale through this one, we're exhaling through pursed lips, like really pursed, like you're blowing out candles maybe. It's actually a COPD exercise that puts back pressure on your lungs. So here we go with that last breath movement called power breath. And so we're breathing in, hold your breath, and then out through pursed lips. In, hold, and out. And one more. And then let that go. And any of these things where we're pushing forward, have the sensation or feeling or imagine that you're pushing back, like your back is opening to the back wall. Mine does a little, but just even imagine it, that your energy is going forward. The energy is also going back. So we close the breath section with clarity, calm, and peace. Next is joint, and stand in a comfortable position, and we're breathing in and looking to our left. And all of this is through the nose, in and out through the nose, and then we exhale to center. Go to the right. Look up. And when you look up, your goal is that your chin is going up. Your goal is not that you're crunching the back of your neck. You don't want to, that's bad for most of us. We're just putting our chin up. Exhale to center. And then chin to chest, so you're looking down. You're keeping this nice and tall, but you're looking down as you inhale, which is a weird feeling. And then exhale to center. We do it again. Left. Exhale to center, right. Exhale to center, up. Exhale to center, and chin to chest. Exhale to center. Second move is draw the bow. It's another opportunity to have that expansive feeling forward and back. And so we start with our hands out, palms open, and we're pulling back and looking to the left. And when we pull back, you can't see it because I've got a baggy shirt on. You don't want your shoulder blades to go back like wings. You want your shoulders to come down. So you're not going back, you're coming down. So you have that feeling that your shoulder blades are kind of rolling down instead of crunching into each other. So palms out, breathing into the left. And then breathing out through your nose and pushing forward. here's that opportunity to expand to the back as well. The other side. And pushing forward. To the left. And forward. And to the right. And forward. Let that go. Next is reaching to the sky. And this is a nice opportunity to be kind and gentle to yourself. So Master Jim talks a lot about cultivating an inner smile, and this is a great place to do that. And specifically for me, the things that we can smile about is as we're up to our left, that means our whole right side is open. That's where your liver is, and you can give your liver a nice smile. And as you're up to the right, and again, it's not like you're way over or anything, you're just kind of looking a little to the right, looking a little to the left. Your spleen is kind of open and available, and you might give that a little love. So here we go. We start here with light fists that are at about our shoulders. So our shoulders are relaxed, light fists, and we're breathing in and up. Looking to the left a little, and relax down. In and up to the right a little. And relax down. Even though we're looking up, we're not up. It's just our gaze is up. So up to the left. Give your liver a little smile. Relax down. Up to the right. Give your spleen a little smile. Relax down. Let that go. This is next our wrists, and so we're trying to stabilize our forearm. You can actually stick your fingers in between your bones so that your whole forearm doesn't move, but the goal is that you remain open here and keep this fairly stable. It's not easy to do. You're going to want to let your wrist roll around a little bit, and that will cause your forearm to roll a little bit. Ideally it doesn't. And you can go around one direction. You can, if you like, go around in the other direction. You'll find yourself making a little bit of a figure eight. Then you can release that, and next we want to do a little chi blocking. And so there's a little divot in your hand here. There's a little divot in your hand here. And you grab those divots, thumb and forefinger, and then you also allow the rest of your hand to press down, and that blocks the chi there. And keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. And you hold that for a moment. It should not be painful. You might feel a little stretch. And then let that go. Give it a little shake out. The same on the other side. Kind of stabilize your forearm and roll your hand around to get your wrist going. You can go the other way. And then find those little divots. There's the little divot there and a little divot over here, like your little snuff box. Stick your hands in there. And we don't want to just be up here. We want to have our shoulders relaxed. Have our fingers here, not really pressing hard, but just have your fingers there, and give a slight press here. And again, I like the stretch. You might feel a little stretch, and let it go. It should not be, don't go to the place of pain. Next is tiger glancing at the moon, and watch before you do it, because you don't want to be in that down position with your neck up to see. So we take a nice wider stance. Get a nice big arch here, and rest your hands on your knees, and you're going to shift to one side, and as you inhale, look up over the other side. Don't let this collapse. So you might keep your hand here so it reminds you to keep that nice and arched instead of collapsed. And then we relax back to center, and we shift to the other side. And again, inhale. Don't let that collapse. Look up over your shoulder and relax to center. So that's the move, and as we relax to center, we can focus on relaxing different parts of our back. We can relax our upper back, our middle back, our lower back. So let's do a couple of those together. So nice wider stance for you. Squatting down, shifting to one side. Inhale, look up over your left shoulder. Exhale to center, and think about relaxing your lower back. And then to the other side. Exhale to center. Once more on each side. And then last one. and coming up. If you're putting weight on your hands as you're doing that, it's hard to relax your upper back. So if you're trying to relax your upper back, take the weight off your hands when you do that. Hip circles. So putting your feet closer together is more challenging. If that's a balance challenge, have a little more space. And you're just rolling your hips around in one direction. Your hands can be wherever. And then in the other direction. Then feet together, and we're going to bend down and hold our knees. But in this position, we are thinking about making hip circles. I like to think of my bum going around the inside of a barrel, so it's hitting all the edges of the barrel. It is, your knees will move, but the goal is not that you're watching your knees move or thinking about your knees. You're thinking about your hips from this bent position. So here we are, and let your hips roll around in one direction. And then let them roll around in the other direction. And coming up out of that. And the last part for the joint workout is ankle mobility. So you may grab a chair or the wall or the bar. I've got a nice light here. Just something, or get your little spidey senses out and lift one foot. So you can see it. Lift one foot, pointing and flexing. So it's just forward and back. And roll it around in one direction. And roll it around in the other direction. And set that down. And shift your weight into it. Sink into it. Especially with the longevity tree form, as we're doing the longevity tree form, have that feeling of sinking and rooting. Really feel like your energy is rooted into the floor. And then you pick up the other foot, pointing and flexing. And rolling your foot around. And rolling your foot around the other way. And bringing that back in. And we're up and down on the balls of our feet. This activates the bubbling well point. And when you're going up and down on your feet, try not to shift forward and then go up. Try to stay in a nice perpendicular vertical plane. I mean, your hips do come forward a little bit. Don't come forward too much. So we're going just up and down on the balls of our feet. At your own speed. You can go high, you can go low. Whatever feels good to you. And we close the joint section, breathing in with clarity, calm, and peace. Next is the energy section of the energy warm-up. And we start with that swinging that we did in the beginning, just swinging side to side. And you can take a moment here and think, just how does this swinging feel different than the swinging I did 20 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago? Does it feel different? Do I feel more settled? Am I more aware of my body, my energy, the room? And just take a moment and think about that. And then let that come back to center. Next is the reverse swing. So we shift weight to one side and swing to the other. You want the foot that you don't have weight on to be able to move. You know, if I had shoes on the carpet, it would be harder, but you want no weight on it so that it can move. Otherwise, you're going to hurt your knee. Just easily swinging one side and the other. This is the reverse swing. Those of us who knew Master Ting like to call it the Ting swing. Again, let that come back to center. The master swing is the third swing. It starts nice and high, and you're going to shift weight to one side and out, and up, and out. And the forward hand is pointing kind of off at the cardinal direction. The back hand is just going wherever the back hand goes. And in between each time, we're reaching up. So we're reaching up and up. Up and out. Up. This one's a little more vigorous. Get your heart going a little bit. In the 5-element warm-up, it's the one that works on your heart. And then at some point in all of this, we let it switch to a great big swing. Let your hips push the arms. Hips, hips. Great big swing, like you're swinging a scythe. And let it go. Lastly is forward and back swinging. And so we shift our weight forward onto the balls of our feet, and then we shift our weight back. So my hips are coming forward, my hips are going back. The hands are just doing whatever. And as you're comfortable pushing your hips forward and back, you can come up off your heels, off the balls, off your heels, if that's comfortable for you. So just back and forth, forward and back. And the arms just do whatever. And you let that come back to center. That's it for the energy section. So we close that section, breathing in and exhaling down with clarity, calm through your heart, and peace in your dantian. And lastly is the integration section where we kind of put all that together. And that starts with riding the horse. Riding the horse has light, soft fists. And it's a lovely opportunity to think about the energy moving up through your body, through the 9 gates. And again, those 9 gates are your ankles, knees, hips, lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulder, elbow, wrist. And just have that feeling like you're drawing up or pumping water or pumping energy up through all of those 9 gates. They're open, and then the energy goes back out. Comes up, goes out. So here we are, feet about shoulder width apart. And you're kind of bouncing, not really bouncing, but you're kind of moving a little bit. You want your ankles nice and loose. It's not a knee, it shouldn't hurt your knees. If it's hurting your knees, do less and just feel your ankles nice and relaxed. So here we go, drawing energy up and exhale down. This is riding the horse. And it can be as vigorous or as gentle as you want it to be. For me today, this is what I want. Let that go. And we move into standing bear. Excuse me, standing bear is basically embrace the tree, except you're moving. So feet are shoulder width apart, and it's as though you're embracing the trees. Keep your shoulders relaxed. It's hard to see because I have such a baggy shirt on, but you've got a nice opening in your armpits. Your arms are in a nice circle. Your hands are relaxed, but they're not dead. They're not just totally limp. They're relaxed. And you should probably, at some point while you're doing this, start to feel some energy traveling, one hand to the other. So your hands are kind of talking to each other through this. So we're in that embrace the tree position. Shift, turn, shift, turn. So this is standing bear, shifting and turning. And it's hard to see on the video, but I'm staying in my frame. So here I'm fairly upright. As I get to the end of this, as I get to the middle of it, you'll see that opening. You can see the buttons down my shirt, my nose, my shirt buttons in between my hands. That stays in between my knees. Stance is wider. It's still staying in between my knees. It looks bigger, but it's still staying in between my knees. So this is standing bear. And at some point we shift into waving hands. You can keep that nice opening under your armpits, nice curve in your elbows. Keep your movements in your frame between your knees. The upper hand is coming across, comes across, stops the negative energy, drops down to the earth. And the lower hand, it's like drippy wax fingers of energy, pulling energy right up out of the earth. So you're pulling up, gathering up some nice earth energy, and just come back. It's to you. It's out to the universe. It's down to the earth. It's to you. It's out to the universe. And both hands are doing that. So again, from standing there, shifting and turning, shifting and turning, shifting and turning. We drop into wave hands. Again, shifting and turning. You can play with speed here. It's a nice spot to really slow down. And come back to center. And we close the integration section, breathing in with clarity in our mind, calm in our heart, and peace in our dantian. And as we have time in class, there are other parts of the energy warm-up that we do that include a little self-massage, a little activation. We do sometimes do some zhanzhang. We don't do a lot of it in class, but that's like standing pole, universal pole. You're standing still and just sort of settling into that standing still space and feeling any tensions and trying to melt them away or let them go away. But that is the energy warm-up. See you in class.